Christian Coleman's Diamond League victory. Will it make or break his World Championships dream? It felt okay. I mean, I haven't ran too many 200s all year, so my plan was really just try to execute a good race and just try to use it to prepare me, like you say, into next week going into Zurich. So, I feel like I executed that. But as a competitor, you definitely want to, see your name higher up on the podium. But overall it was okay, said Christian Coleman when asked about his race at Brussels DL. He started strong in the 200m, but faded to fourth with 20.42s. But today he finished higher on the podium. Yet it's not all good news. Christian Coleman marked his first victory of the season, and he chose to do it at a big stage, the 100-meter final of the Diamond League in Zurich. On the track racing him were Akani Simbine, the man who did not lose a single 100-meter until the London DL meet. Then there was Aim Blake, the Jamaican who gave Noah Lyles a hard time in Lausanne. But today, he outran them all. The 60m world record holder clocked a time of 9.97s, minus 0.4, to win the men's 100-meter Diamond League trophy. Still, the World Championship feels far away. Under normal circumstances, this win in the Diamond League final would have earned an automatic wild card entry at the World Championships. But Noah Lee, as the reigning world champion in the 100m, already holds that wild card for the U.S. team. Coleman can still be a part of the relay team since each nation gets 6 relay pool athletes for each relay at the World Championships, and he is one guy you would not like to miss out on. After the race, Coleman said, "This victory feels amazing. Let's keep winning. For me, it is pretty unfortunate with a wild card rule. In America, we have 5, 6 guys that should be in the final in Tokyo. So if I should get the opportunity, I want to come home with a medal. I am grateful and humble for this win." Sure, he loves his first victory of 2025, but not being able to get a spot in the 100m at Tokyo is bound to sting. Is reserve a hope for Christian Coleman, though? There could have been an alternative to see the 60-meter world record holder in an individual event at the World Championships. A new section has been added to the selection policy this year. The document now allows the nomination of reserves in specific circumstances. The panel may nominate one additional reserve for any individual event. Such reserve athletes must have achieved the criteria outlined in rounds 3 or 4. If more athletes satisfy the criteria, then there are places available. Reserve athletes will be named based on the selection panel's consideration of criteria outlined in rounds 3 or 4. But this would have been useful before the Nationals, because it contains this new rule. Athletes who receive a wild card by winning the Diamond League Series will be selected. If such an athlete has already been selected, the reserve selected in that event will be promoted to the team. The reserve rule won't work for Christian Coleman because it only applies when the Diamond League winner is already selected to the team. In that case, the designated reserve is promoted to fill the extra spot. Coleman, however, was not selected at Nationals and finished 5th with a time of 9.86 seconds. The language of the policy further underscores its strategic value. In situations where an athlete has been deselected, UK will exercise its sole discretion in determining whether or not to call upon a reserve. While this was written with British selectors in mind, its principle demonstrates the broader framework being applied in 2025. So, relays are Christian Coleman's only hope. Can he make it? Let's wait a little there. Christian Coleman should have been smiling. After all, he had just crossed the finish line first at the Diamond League. His arms raised, his explosive start once again the difference maker as he held off some of the world's best sprinters. The crowd roared Analysts praised his comeback, and his name trended across social media. Yet behind that glittering victory lay a sobering truth. The win, though spectacular, wasn't enough to guarantee him a safe passage to the upcoming World Championships in Tokyo. For Coleman, who once seemed destined to inherit Usain Bolt's sprinting throne, the harsh update from World Athletics felt like a cruel reminder of how fragile the line is between triumph and jeopardy. His spot on Team USA, despite his Diamond League brilliance, is still under heavy question. The Diamond League win. Coleman's Diamond League win in Zurich was more than just another 100m race. It was symbolic. His start was vintage Coleman, lightning fast out of the blocks, gaining an edge that even younger rivals like Lizelle Tebogo and the ever-dangerous Noah Lyles couldn't immediately erase. Though the times were not world record-shattering, the victory mattered for morale, for headlines, and for silencing doubters who wondered if he still belonged among the sport's elite. In the immediate aftermath, Coleman was candid. "I feel like I'm still building back to where I know I can be," he said trackside, sweat dripping, voice calm but determined. This is just one step in the process. But while the race showcased his undeniable form, whispers began to circulate almost immediately. Would it even matter? The harsh update. That's when the news hit. Coleman's World Championship spot is not guaranteed. Despite his Diamond League win, World Athletics qualification standards, combined with USA track and field selection policies, have created a tense environment where even seasoned athletes with past accolades cannot rest easy. Reports confirm that while Coleman's Diamond League victory added credibility to his resume, the U.S. team selections remain contingent on performances at national trials. The Diamond League, no matter how prestigious, does not automatically secure a berth. In other words, Coleman's win, while inspiring, is little more than a confidence boost until he proves himself again when it matters most on home soil against his American peers. A history that complicates his case. What makes Coleman's situation even more precarious is his history. The sprinter who once stunned the world with a blistering 9.76s run in 2019 has never quite escaped the shadow of his whereabouts suspension that sidelined him during the Tokyo Olympics. For nearly 2 years, he was absent from global championships, and in that time, others Fred Curly, even young Tebogo, stepped into the spotlight. Though Coleman has since returned, every stumble, every close defeat has been magnified. Critics argue that he hasn't consistently dominated since his comeback, and governing bodies aren't in the mood to hand out favors. His Diamond League win shows flashes of the old Coleman, but it's not enough to erase concerns about his reliability or to sway selection anxiety. Fans find themselves torn. On one hand, thank you for watching. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like, and share.